and for you to have spent that time and money, God will reward you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Your coming here will not be in vain. All the information you've gotten today will add value to your life and destiny in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So basically, I'll quickly talk about the organization. I'm needing, okay, just to put a bit of, our CEO, I'll need your assistance here. CEO of entrepreneurship.
Mr. Limestone, please.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry to have taken him, but he's still very much around. Okay, so I'll be talking about the organization. The organization is called A Place of His Peace Ministry, and it's also known as Widows Rendezvous. So basically, this organization was founded in 1997 by Pastor Esther Ibinei. It started off as a women's fellowship. They come together, they pray together to encourage one another. Afterwards, she lost her husband and became a widow. And from the place where she was halting, she formed Widows Rendezvous. And it was a gathering of widows coming together to share their pains and encourage one another. And that started in Nigeria, moved to the UK. So over time, the vision expanded because we realized that the widows have children, and some actually are orphans, and they are also hurting. They are less privileged because they don't have parents that take full responsibility of their finances and well-being. So we expanded the vision to cover the orphans and generally the less privileged. And she relocated to Nigeria on the mission field. So she's currently in a village, I would say, but which is expanding very, very much in Benin. And she's doing the work, and we all know, most of us here are from that part of the world, and we know what it is in terms of suffering that widows go through, orphans go through in Nigeria. So she's doing the real work. In fact, what we are doing here is like an easy work. She's doing the real work in Nigeria. So I came about this ministry. I'll talk about that later, how I came about this ministry. But can we go to the next slide, please? So basically, I want to tell us what we do as an organization. So we have the London arm, and then we have the UK arm, as I said earlier on. And in the London arm, what we do is an annual street outreach to the homeless. So we usually go to somewhere around Charing Cross, and we share utilities and things that people would need. Over time, we found out that people have specific needs. Some people could say, okay, because of their sizes, they find it difficult to get the size of jacket that they always want from the various things that come along. So we bought those specific items for them. I would like to quickly show you a bit of video of some of our work. So that is also on the street. And so this has always yielded a lot. And then we can reduce the volume. So you can just have a look. You can have a look at basically what we do for a certain number of years now, and we are hoping to get to a point where we provide temporary shelter to the widows. To the homeless in the UK. And in addition to providing the temporary shelter, let me quickly read out our next plan. We also intend to provide trainings in vocation and apprenticeship. This is because most of the homeless do have criminal records, and that's why most of them find it difficult to get a job, and then find it difficult to get a home. And then others also have immigration problems, which is one of the reasons why we have our dear professional lawyer in the house. And we also hope to get them to see how they can start work that doesn't require capital. That's why we have someone like Mr. Limestone in the house. And then we are hoping to enroll them on short courses and other forms of education that will help them to become financially independent. We also look to be able to recruit the ex-rough sleepers and ex-drug abusers. And we require funding, and for the first time, I would say, since we started our program, we got funding this year, to the glory of God, and we hope that this will continue. I mean, maybe when we didn't have funding, maybe we would have been thinking twice before we will call some powerful people, but to the glory of God, we were able to reach out and we're able to do much more. Even as at yesterday's outreach, we shared 50 sleeping bags, 50 blankets, a lot of warm clothing to the homeless, and we know that God made this possible, and obviously the funding was also empowering. And what I would like to talk about quickly is our next program in Nigeria, which is... Hello? Okay. The next program in Nigeria, which is coming up in December, mainly because in December, everybody knows that in Nigeria there's this mentality you have to have chicken, rice, and most of the less privileged do not have this, and that is why we run an annual program that we call Meet the Needs program in December in Nigeria. And in this program, we're going to be sharing a lot of things to the homeless, to the widows, to widowers, to the orphans in Nigeria. I'm just waiting for this slide to quickly come up to show the items that are needed. And if you're interested, you can as well sponsor a bag of rice for a widow, for a family in Nigeria. The things that are needed: 50 bags of rice, vegetable oil. I think if we could please pass around a direct debit form if you're interested. We are not under no compulsion. If you have the capacity and you have a heart to help, or you think you're able to, please complete the form. All of this money is going purely for the program in Nigeria, which is to buy 50 bags of rice, 40 tins of vegetable oil, tin, tomato sauce, spices, medications, and the rest. And that is all for this presentation. Before we leave, we're going to give awards to people we appreciate. So these are the pictures of all the things that take place in Nigeria. You can see that really, if people have needs, you and I are really looking beautiful. Maybe it's the London factor, maybe it's even the fact that this economy is actually better than Nigeria. So your funding, your help. If you need form, please raise up your hand. The lady is sharing the forms for those who are interested in contributing or donating to this cause that is going on. Thank you very much. Please don't be in a hurry to go, because you never can tell if your name is on the award.